Hello everyone, Kier here, and welcome to the InfiNOT podcast. I'm focused on the casual nature of the game, and each week I discuss a new patch, the new card, and my feelings on the game. Let's hop into it. So once again, bit of a slower week, right? It's the holidays, so Second Dinner is, taking their vacation, but there are two things to talk about. The first one being Bruce Banner's release, and the second is an update on character mastery, which, if you know me, I am very excited for. As a spoiler, I am a bit disappointed about the update, but, we'll talk about it when we get there. Let's start with Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner is a 2/1 that says, when you end a turn with unspent energy, 25% chance to Hulk out. And in essence, what this does is it turns him into the 6/12 vanilla Hulk. Obviously, this card, even by the text, has a lot of RNG involved, which immediately put me off of the card, right? But I had a feeling that, in a certain deck archetype, people would find out the best way to utilize this card. And I was actually proven wrong. This card is a lot worse than I thought it would be. And it's not that crazy to say that, even for people who thought that this card would be, RNG and sort of all over the place, it landed even lower. It feels bad to play from what I've seen. There's a particular clip of Alex from the Snapchat podcast. He had 4 Bruce Banners on the board, and he skipped 3 turns of energy, and none of them turned into the Hulk, which, that's kind of the card, right? 25% chance. So the shell that you'd usually play a card like this, where you want to skip energy, is the high Evo archetype. But it just seems this card is kind of mediocre in that archetype. You'd almost want to replace the Bruce Banner with Psylocke. That way, when you play a card like Cyclops, you can have that extra energy on turn 3 for his ability to proc, or something like that. As it stands, it's just it's really rough. I think in terms of statistics, it's still running around a 50% win rate. So I don't think that you're going to be super disappointed if that's the archetype that you like. But it landed lower than me than I thought it would. Right, a 2/12 sounds insane, but the truth is you're also using that energy to skip, right? So then it becomes more like a 3/12, and then a 4/12, and then a 5/12, which, for me, just it's not it. It's a pass for me. But like I said, if you like the high Evo archetype, it might be a card to pick up. It's just not my cup of tea. All right, so the next thing that we can talk about here is the update for character mastery. Second Dinner put out a tweet that says, "Happy holidays. In our latest update about character mastery, we were thrilled to announce that due to your overwhelming feedback, we reprioritized this feature. And we're thrilled you did, as it's looking awesome. We also mentioned that we were anticipating its launch sometime around the new year. While no major setbacks have occurred, we've decided to push character mastery to our February update to alleviate our team's pressure to include it in the upcoming January update and let them enjoy their holidays. This will also allow us to put in the extra polish and QA time necessary. We didn't want to end the year on a little bit of a downer, so to add some cheer, we got some new video and images of character mastery in action as a preview." And I can see this, obviously, on audio. You're not going to be able to see this, but I'll describe the images. So first thing is a GIF here that has a couple of cards showing the new sort of splits and effects you can get. The first one here is a hit monkey with a spinning bananas background with bananas flying out of the card. The next one is Jeff, where you can see bubbles are floating out, and the other one is Thanos, where you can see this dark smoke is emanating from the card. I guess Ghost Rider here too has a flame effect that's going on in the background. So all of these look great. It also shows a picture here of what the mastery track would look like. It seems like there's 2 settings here for card and then mastery. I would assume that when you click on your Iron Man, the first one will be like the screen that we're used to already, and then you click to the Mastery tab to see the Mastery track. It looks very similar to the collection track that we use after we upgrade cards, but in this case, it's more of like a golden color. And on the Mastery track here, they've gotten all the way to 14. And they can get Mastery caches, which unlock like cool effects and things. If I remember correctly, the way that you get up the track is by acquiring variants and then splitting your card. And variants are worth like, I want to say 30 points, and splits are worth like 15 points. I don't know exactly how the points add up, but I think that's the idea. Is variants are worth more, splits are worth a little less. And then the higher up on the track you go, the better rewards that you get. We don't know what the full track is going to look like. And if I had to guess, it's going to be very whaley. Like, in order to get the reactions that they've talked about that are unique to each character, you're probably going to need to get very, very high in the track. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they put it up like 50 or above, meaning a lot of points. That being said, the lower ones look good anyway. I mean, the couple of images that they show here of like the different effects you can get are really cool. Like there's refraction, water, frosted glass, psychedelic, and then there's effects, you know, like neon trails and rainbow confetti, all of which look really cool and could enhance your cards to make them look even cooler. It should be noted, I'm reading this as off of SnapFan, which, by the way, if you haven't checked it out, snap.fan is a great website for updates and things. That's where I get a lot of my information. They purport that the most likely way that this is going to work is you'll get, you know, caches that contain those effects, but you'll only be able to equip it by itself to that card, meaning that like you can't have a prism background and this effect. You're just going to be slapping it onto the base card. And this is already sort of true, right? If you get a rainbow finish and like a black Kirby Crackle, you can put the Kirby Crackle on the base and you can put it on the rainbow, but you can't put it on the prism. So this is the same thing in essence. It's like you're earning that split, but you're not getting the ability to slap it with like other effects and stuff. Which, if you ask me, I'm fine with that. I actually prefer a lot of my cards to have their base background, but I know that I'm a minority when it comes to that. A majority of my cards don't have that rainbow or prism background. There are the rare exceptions where I think it does actually enhance the card, but for the most part, I like seeing the background art. So this is totally fine for me, but what this does mean is that if you want to get like one of these cool effects, like the psychedelic background with a rainbow confetti, you're just going to have to split until you get there, which is a lot of work, right? So that's something to consider. It's not exactly like a bunch of free stuff for you. What this does mean is that you're going to have really, really unique cards. Like, I can already imagine people posting just the ultimate God split, like something that would take hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of splits. And for collectors out there, I'm sure that's really, really cool. I did some math on like my highest cards, and I think the card that I have with the most splits on it is InfiNOT, maybe, and I'm at like 16 splits or something like that. And if that's only enough to get like, you know, an eighth of the track or something, then I'm obviously not going to get the most out of this system. But I'm hoping that they sort of front load the rewards a bit, so that way I feel pretty good about it. But we'll see. We'll see once the finished product comes out. Overall, I'm really excited about Character Mastery. I'm sad that it's being pushed back until February, but you know, it is what it is. I can't complain about getting free stuff. And this system in particular really interests me because, it just rewards you for playing the game. Like, boosters and credits you can get by just playing the game. And the fact that it's retroactive, too, is really, really nice. I'm really excited for it. And I hope that, again, those reactions, the ones that, like, replace the little second dinner logo when you're reacting cards and stuff, I hope those are not as high as I'm afraid they'll be. Because, like, I said 50 before, but they could put it like 100. Like, what if you needed just an insane amount of splits to get there, just astronomical? I would hope not, because it would be really cool for me to be able to express, the cards that I like. But we'll see. It's just going to depend on how it's implemented. I hope that it's a slam dunk, and I hope that they also follow through with what they said about, card acquisition coming this first quarter of the next year, because if we get character mastery and they do something about card acquisition, I think this game is going to be in a really good spot, but we have to hold out until we get there. So, anywho, if there's one thing that you can remember, it's that I'm InfiNOT. Thanks for listening.